Chapter 5. Danger follows trouble. Rylan came and went unpredictably, and sometimes he sat alone in the tavern corner with a mug untouched. He spoke little, but when he did, it was direct. "You're settling," he remarked one evening as Tom wiped down a table. "I'm working," Tom replied. "That's settling enough." Tom allowed himself a small smile. Hadrick often spoke to Aya while nursing a mug of ale. She would stop at his table when work allowed. She tucked her hair behind her ear, leaning down and smiling. It might have continued that way, if not for the conversation he overheard 3 nights later. The tavern was busy that evening. Rain pattered against shutters, a hearth roared bright. Tom carried an armload of split wood from the stack by the back door toward the fireplace. 2 men sat at a table near the hearth, cloaks damp from rain. Their voices were low, but the tavern's din had ebbed slightly as plates emptied and mugs refilled. Tom slowed as he knelt to stack the wood beside the hearthstones. "Telling you," one man was saying, voice rough. "It weren't no common robbery." His companion snorted. "Blackmore's full of common robbers." "Not like this," the first insisted. Town guards turned half the place upside down. Searching houses. Questioning travelers. For coin. For something else. Tom strained to hear more. The second man leaned in. "What something?" The first lowered his voice further, but Tom was close enough to catch it. "A ring." Tom's fingers stilled on the firewood. "Ring?" The second echoed skeptically. "Aye. Belonged to some noble passing through. Not travelling under his own name, they say. Found dead." Tom forced himself to move, stacking wood carefully. "Why all the fuss over a trinket?" the second man asked. "Because it weren't no trinket," the first replied. "Guard captain in Blackmore's got orders from higher up. Says the ring bears a house mark. Powerful house. And whatever that noble was, it matters." Tom's hands trembled slightly. "What house?" the second asked. "Didn't catch it." His fingers went instinctively to his chest, stopping himself just short of touching the hidden cord. "They think someone in town took it?" the second man asked. "Aye. And whoever's got it would do well not to be found with it. Word is, riders have already gone north." North Greyhaven lay north of Blackmore. Tom's breath came shallow. "Riders for a ring," the second man muttered. "Must be worth a king's ransom." "Or worse," the first replied grimly. "Some say it's a signet. Proof of claim." "Claim to what?" The first man shrugged. "Didn't stay to ask." "I called from across the tavern, Tom. Stop courting the fire and clean the tables." Tom jerked upright. "Yes, mistress." He carried the remaining wood to the hearth, forcing his steps steady. "Riders have already gone north. Were they already here?" He tried to keep his face neutral as he moved through the tavern, clearing plates, delivering ale. The men's conversation drifted to other matters: rain, prices, weather, women. Tom moved on. They were searching, and not just in Blackmore. Tom's jaw tightened. Had anyone seen him near the noble's body? Had anyone marked his face? If riders came to Greyhaven asking about a ring? Rylan appeared in front of Tom. The man stopped near the tavern entrance, cloak wet with rain. His eyes narrowed slightly as he steadied Tom by the shoulders. "Careful," Rylan said. "Sorry," Tom muttered. Rylan studied him a moment longer than necessary. "You look pale." "Just tired." Rylan's gaze flicked briefly toward the hearth and the 2 men still talking quietly, then back to Tom. "Go get some air," Rylan said quietly. "I'll talk to the mistress." Tom wondered if Rylan knew about the ring. He hesitated only a second before nodding. He slipped out the back door into the alley. The air smelled fresh with the rain. He pressed his back to the wall, heart beating hard. Riders have already gone north. His new life in Greyhaven suddenly felt less secure. The ring seemed heavier than ever against his chest. He left Blackmore in the night and thought that was enough. From inside, the tavern's warmth glowed through shutter cracks. Tom closed his eyes briefly. Footsteps approached. Tom straightened instinctively, schooled his face into calm, and darted back into the tavern. Whatever came next, he would need to be very careful. That night, long after the tavern shutters were barred and the stable lanterns dimmed, Tom lay awake in the loft with the rain ticking faintly against the roof. Riders had already gone north. The words had not left him all evening. He had watched every new face that entered Ayer's tavern, every cloak that dripped rain onto the threshold. He had imagined each stranger's gaze lingering too long, each question bending subtly toward him. By the time the stable settled into its deep, animal quiet, Tom had made his decision. He slid silently from the pallet, easing down the ladder rung by rung. No other movement stirred. Tom stepped outside into the cool darkness. Greyhaven's night was different from Blackmoor's. There, the thick mist crept low and heavy. Here, the air moved cleanly from the river, carrying distant murmurs of late drinkers. He circled the stable to the narrow strip of ground beyond the rear fence. He found a patch of hard earth where weeds struggled between stones. Few came this way. It bordered the back of another yard and a sagging fence. Tom knelt and listened. Nothing but wind and the restless shift of horses within. He drew the ring from beneath his tunic. In starlight, the gold glinted. For a heartbeat, he hesitated. The ring was to be a thing of value that could change his fortunes for the better, but it had also become a weight. He found a loose stone near the fence post and pried it up. The soil beneath was stubborn, but Tom had spent days hauling muck and digging post holes for Hadrick. His hands were tough. He scraped a shallow hole with the stone, fingers clawing at the packed earth until it was deep enough to conceal the ring. He looked at it once more, then he dropped it into the dark. Tom shoveled dirt back over it, pressing the earth flat, replacing the stone carefully atop the patch. He scattered a few loose pebbles to disguise the disturbed earth. When he stood, his hands were caked in soil. He wiped them on his trousers, heart pounding. The ring was no longer on him. Let the riders come. Let them search. Now, there was one more thing that anchored him here. He turned back toward the stable.